On this episode of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist, we have the most exciting guest you will ever want to see. It's the wonderful, the magnificent, the handsome Courtney Stark.
Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so you know. Moments with a twist. Oh, talk show host, speaker, life and success strategist, author. Oh yeah. I inspire, empower, and coach others to be the best version of themselves. Just so you know, moments with a twist. Are you ready?
Tell us about that. Walk us through your health declining and what it was like when they told you this is the end.
So I was always the sick kid in high school. Right when I got in high school, like the younger years before, I couldn't even get a scratch. You hear me? I didn't even get a scratch. Like I would see people, and this is why I say be careful what you ask for, right? I would see people get cut up, bruised up, and I'm like, I never get sick. I never get sick. This is me, 8th grade, saying this, right? 9th grade comes, and everything changed. Like I was sick, and like not just regular cough, get over it sick. I'm hospitalized, and you know when you're in hospitals and stuff like that, you know the first thing they tell you is, oh, you know you're obese and you're going through these things because you're big, and okay, so I'll lose the weight, you know, whatever. I'm young. I'm gonna do what I want. You know, in your mind you think you're young, you got all this life ahead of you.
Right.
All right, cool. So I'll lose the weight, and then I would get sick again. I graduated high school, and I have these big dreams, right? I have all of these big dreams. I wanted to go do music professionally, all of these good stuff, and I was planning for that. I had everything lined up. But once again, I knew something was wrong. I could feel it, but America, I'm not. It's a sickness. I can get this. I can control this. This is 2008. I can control this. I got this. My week of my birthday, I get real sick. I get real sick to the point where I'm like, this is weird. This feels different. This is not like any other thing. This is not like the sicknesses that I had in high school. It got to a point where I couldn't breathe. I couldn't do anything. I just couldn't get out the bed. And my grandmother knows, like, I am one of those people who I'm not going to stay down. I don't care how sick I get. If I got to go, I got to go. But I couldn't even get up out the bed. And it was to one point where we were like, I have to go to the hospital. I have to, because I can't lay here any longer. I can't even move. I get to the hospital and they're like, your kidneys shut down. We're going to put you on dialysis and this is what's going on. Okay. All right. Because once again, in my mind, you're going to fix the system. You're going to fix what's broken. They told me my kidney shut down. I told them, okay, well, turn it back on. Do what you got to do. Do what you do best, right? Because once again, I'm like, okay, you're gonna fix it. This is what you do. You're the doctor. You're gonna fix this. 2 months, I'm in the hospital. I'm ICU, regular rooms, all that stuff, going through this stuff. Again, I've lost a lot of weight being in the hospital for 2 months. You know, now I'm like, oh, where I go outside, get some ladies now. I'm looking good. You know what I mean? I'm looking skinny body, summer body. Let's go. Let's get out of here. And
hot boy summer, huh?
Like hot boy summer for real. And I remember the doctors. I'm like, hey, thanking everybody for helping me out, getting me through. And I remember the doctor like, well, here's your treatments that you got to go to. And I'm like, for what? I feel better. I'm good. I feel perfectly fine. And he's like, I don't think you understand. And I'm like, what do you mean don't understand? When you're sick, you come to the doctor, when you get out, you go home, you live your life. And he's like, no, your kidney shut down. And now, as I'm getting ready to leave, he's explaining all of this to me. Your kidney shut down. You're not producing enough urine. You got a lot of toxins in your body, and you need to make sure that this is what's going to keep you alive. I'm 19. So everything that you're telling me is like creating this anger and rage and like darkness and depression. And I remember sitting in the room as he was telling me all of this, and all I could think of was, like you were saying before, like the end, right? Dialysis. What are you talking about? Kidneys shutting down. What does that even mean? Number one, when were you going to even tell me this, right? When was this a conversation prior to me being here now? I couldn't get out of bed. I remember just kind of laying in my grandmother's house with like the room closed, dark mirrors, everything's kind of covered, because there was no life for me. Everything that I had planned for my life felt like it was taken away, Yeah.
That's something. That is something to experience. But we thank God that you're here, because it's obvious that God was in your corner, because you have bounced back.
Yes. Kind of like brought me back. I remember kind of laying in the bed and listening to music and just kind of feeling like I know I have the power. God has instilled this power in me to get up and live my life. And that I couldn't be down, because if I did that, this disease would kill me. And I kept saying to myself, I'm not going to let this thing kill me or take me out. So I decided to take my life back. I'm like, I'm going to get up. I'm going to do everything necessary to do what I have to do. Dialysis became like the go-to, because it cleans, for those who don't know, like dialysis cleans up the toxins in your body. All the toxins, all of the bad things that you normally do when you urinate or go to the bathroom, it flushes it out. Dialysis was doing that for me. So now this machine was kind of cleaning up my blood, cleaning up the toxins, and then kind of bringing back new, fresh blood in my body. All right. So I would turn up, drink, have a good time, because I knew I went to dialysis, it was gonna clean it out. So I'm, this is what I'm thinking now. Me young and naive, right? Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
All right. Putting the mask on, I'm okay. God got me. We're gonna make it through. 2014, I get a call, and they're like, we got a kidney for you. And I'm like, let's go. Let's go. Let me get this kidney, because I got things to do. Right. Like right now. So I get ready, I get prepared. I'm telling my family now, because now I'm living on my own. So I'm telling my family, like, this is what's going to happen, this is going down. I'm posting about it on social media. Everybody knows about it. Everything is like, I'm in front of the hospital, like with, selfie up. Like, you can't tell me anything. I get to the room, they prep me up, they tell me all these things, they have me sign all these papers. All right, cool. I get to the room now, they finally get me to the prep room, and they're telling me, what the procedure is. This guy comes in, he's amazing surgeon. And he's like, hey, this is what's going to happen. We need you to sign this. This is what is going to happen. And he's like, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to set you up. I'm going to have you breathe in, and when you wake up, you're going to be on the other side. So I'm like, yo, doc, let's get a picture. Like, let's just make this official. And he's looking at me like, for what? You know what I mean? But like, I'm like so excited.
Right.
So we take the picture, and now they're prepping me up. But he's like, breathe in a couple of times, and when I tell you to count down, you're going to get to the other side. And before we can even get down to 5, before he can even put the propofol in slowly, a doctor runs in. And he's like, stop. He can't have this kidney. And I remember sitting there like,
what?
Right. Who are he talking to? Like, who are you talking to? You're not talking about me.
We're in the midst of this.
Right. We're in the midst of this. Like, let me go. And the doctor comes in the room and he goes, unfortunately, you can't have this kidney now. Your body's not prepped. Your heart muscles are weakened and you won't make it through the surgery.
Mm.
And I remember the same feeling from 2008 kind of resurfacing, right? This darkness, this rage, this emotion, this kind of, and this numbness now, because I'm just like, God, once again, God, what's up? Like, what are you doing? Like, why? What is going on?
Right.
Okay. So I get home, but in the middle of my living room, just dropping to the floor in tears because I'm like, God, like, what did I do wrong? Right?
Yeah.
What did I do wrong? Why am I being punished for now? Like, all I've ever wanted to do is live this normal life, right? What is normal? But at a young age, you just want to be this. You hear this word normal so much that you just want to be that.
Yes.
And I remember going into my room and like looking in my mirror, and it was as if I could see a movie playing of all the things that I've done in my life leading up until that. And I remember saying to myself, you are insane if you thought that you were prepared for this.
Mm-hmm.
If you were truly prepared for this, what have you been doing to truly prepare for the gift that God was going to assign you to or assign to your life? Right? And I could think, and everything once again flashed before me, all the drinking, all the partying, all the smoking, all the things that I was doing because I was filling a void.
Mm-hmm. And we do that.
And we do that all the time because we don't want to hold ourselves accountable for the things that we do wrong in this, right?
Right.
And I remember telling God in that moment, I can't do this. Like, I can't do that anymore. If that was going to one of the things you wanted to teach me, I'm happy you taught me there and you didn't allow me to go through the surgery. You know what I mean? And I think about how God uses people in the vessels. Like, the doctor was God. That he used the vessel as the doctor coming in because I would have died on that table.
Yes.
So he thought enough about me to see me through. Even though it wasn't planned that way, you know? And I had to do a complete 180. That means getting rid of people and things and places and all the things that I thought were making me happy, and dealing with what was wrong and dealing with some of the hurt that was, deep down inside, and also changing my prayer and not telling God what I wanted him to do. But
did we just have this conversation? Didn't I just tell you, if you really want to hear God laugh, tell him your plan.
That's what I'm saying, even at the beginning of this.
Yes.
Right. Me telling God what I want him to do. And I had to realize I had to get the wake-up call. And if that wasn't a wake-up call, I don't know what is. tell you something. I cried. I cried for a week straight because I knew I had to make the changes. And when you're in the thing, it is so hard. It is so hard because now you're stepping out of a zone that you have become so accustomed to. And the people in your life in that moment who you think that you need, you think you can't live without. And I look back now and I laugh. Like I wouldn't be able to tell you where they at right now in my life. I wouldn't be able to tell you, you know? And God had to grow me through these things and to change my prayer and align it with his. And I think people don't realize like the wills need to be aligned in order for anything to make sense. Because what you want and what God has in store for you are two different things a lot of the time.
Totally different things.
And once I changed my prayer to God, whatever you have for my life, whatever will you have planned for my life, let it be done. And in 2017, I guess God was like, we're going to do this again and see what he says. And this time around, I was like, okay, God, I'm not going to say anything to anybody. Right? I'm not going to say anything to anybody. I'm going to tell my grandmother because that's my grandmother. And that's it. And I get to the place and we're going through this again. And the doctor's like, oh, happy you made it back. Whatever the case may be, we're happy to have you. And before he could say anything else, I just broke out in tears because I'm like God, like you brought me here again. And this time our wills have aligned. And I remember the guy like telling me like, this stop. Like I was hyperventilating because I was so like emotional.
Yeah.
Right. And he goes, and I'm like, you don't understand. You just don't understand. And he was like, I get it. I'm like, no, you don't understand. You don't understand what I had to go through to get here. And he was like, just breathe. And he goes, I'm gonna count down to 10. And once again in my mind, I'm like, okay, where's the guy at? Where's the guy who's gonna run in the room and tell me I can't have it?
Mm-hmm.
But I closed my eyes, and when I woke up, I was on the other side. When I woke up, I had my kidney transplant. And it's changed my life. To get the second chance.
Praise God. You made two great points there. One with that getting inside yourself. I speak a lot about mindfulness and changing your mindset, and you spoke on that. That's the second point. You have to change your mindset.
Yeah.
But in order to change your mindset, and with my books, Level Up Through Mindfulness book, Level Up Through Mindfulness Life book Part 2, I speak about root causes.
Yes.
And you talked about getting away from what you thought you needed, that you thought you just had to have.
Yes.
And you were working off your own will. But when you change your mindset and you welcome the will of God, that's when your whole life changed.
Yes. Yes.
That's big.
Yes. Because you realize what you're here for.
Who
you're here for. Your purpose, right. And it's bigger than you, And
it always leads back to your purpose.
That's right. That's right. And I had to be reminded of that.
Mm-hmm.
And even, I think about all the stories in the Bible where people were just like disobedient and God still sought after them.
Yeah.
And he saw that in them. I think about Saul,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was disobedient because I knew that I didn't want to live the life that he had planned for me. I wanted to do it my way. And I realized doing it my way never works. It never works.
Never.
And I would sit in church and hear these things, and I'm like, well, it ain't for me. You know what I mean? And you hear those messages. You hear God speaking to you through somebody else, and you're like, well, whatever. I'm gonna still go back out and do what I gotta do. And realizing that sometimes he will come down and in ways that you don't even understand, because he sees you at the end of your journey.
Yeah.
He already knows what you are and what you're capable of being, even though you don't see it. You know.
So you better come on, because I was just speaking about that in my last episode, that, God always, he sees the end.
Yes.
We're looking for the step-by-step,
Yes.
where we think he don't worry because he already knows the way the story is going to end.
He already knows how the story ends.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So
a little tears coming in my. I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, tears of joy. You've been through some things.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we're so glad that the Lord brought you through all of that, and even with bringing you through to a healthy state physically, he also brought you through a healthy state mentally.
Yes.
And that's so important, because if your mind ain't straight, guess what? Nothing else is.
That's right. That's right.
So that was a blessing for him to bless and heal your mindset, change your mindset, as well as heal your physical state and change the situation that you was going through with your health challenges.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us how they can get in contact with you.
Yes. So you can follow me on Instagram at Courtney Starks Official. You can follow us at the Courtney's Corner brand, or just head over to our website at www.Courtney'sCornerLLC.com.
Tell us how they can get in contact with you.
Yes. So you can follow me on Instagram at Courtney Starks Official. You can follow us at the Courtney's Corner brand, or just head over to our website at www.Courtney'sCornerLLC.com.
Wonderful. Once again, I'd like to say thank you so much for being the best part of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show. After every episode, we always do a princess way. Do you know how to do a princess way, Courtney?
I'm not a princess, so you'll get one of these. You get a salute.
So on the Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show, we do a princess wave at the end of our show. And so Courtney said he is not a princess, and we're not calling him a princess. He giving us a salute. So I'm Prime Military. I can give a salute as well for that. But to learn more about Dr. LaShonda Jackson Dean, the books and the services that I offer, visit me online at www.drlashondajacksondean.com. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Just So You Know Moment with a Twist TV talk show. Bye-bye for now.
Is Just So You Know Moments with a Twist. Your host, Dr. Jackson Dean, the Pen Slayer. You ready? Let's go. Just so